Hello students, my name is Vandana Singh. I am here to teach you chapter number 6, Introducing Python. In this chapter, we learn about all basic elements of Python. But before starting the chapter, I want to give you the short description of some commonly used terms like IPO and program. So students, let's start with IPO cycle. IPO stands for Input Process Output. Students, when we work on our computer or PC, we have to give input to the PC with the help of keyboard or any other input device. The CPU then processes it and gives us our desired output. For example, give input as 10 minus 5. Computer processes it and display the output as 5. Now, our second term is program. Program is a set of instructions to perform a particular task. Or in other words, we can say that a program is a sequence of instructions that specify how to perform a task. How to perform a task or a specified task, we can say. Okay. For example, suppose you want to add two numbers. For this task, number of instructions are required. Like, first we have to declare two variables. Any variable you can take, A and B. After that, initialize the value to the variables like A equals to 10, B equals to 5. Any number you can take, okay? Then, after that, a third variable is required for storing the sum of A and B. So again, I am going to declare one variable, that is C. Then and write the statement like C equals to A plus B. So students, the sum of A and B stored in the variable named as C. After that, we require to print we want to print the result in our output screen. Okay. So for this process, I required a command. In Python, we have to use print function for printing the output or result on your screen. So you can write print C. Okay. So students, for a particular program adding two numbers, we are having numbers of instructions. So the set of all these instructions make a program of addition. That's all about program. Let's move. Students, all the programs or software run in the computer or mobile are made by any programming language. Nowadays, you can see many programming languages like C, C++, Java, etc. These all are computer languages which is being written or understood by human beings. Every language has different features which make them different to each other. In the world, many types of languages have been made, same as Python, to which programming index or community has given it to the topmost position of all the languages. So, you all can assume that this language is how much better than all other languages. Students, Python is a high-level language. We can say that Python is a high-level, open-source, encrypted and general-purpose programming language. Its uses is very easy and also it is very strong language. With the help of Python, we can make applications so fastly. Python is used in desktop for GUI application. GUI stands for Graphical User Interface. It is a type of user interface that allows user to interact with electronic devices like computer using graphics like icons, menus, pictures, videos, website and web applications. Python language is like C++ programming language. But in the other point of view, it is so easy language. Its syntax is very unique, which makes it easier to read. And for the learners, it is unchargeable. It means there is no need to give money for license. This is a free software in general public license. I also want to discuss about the history of Python. It was invented by Guido van Rossum. Python is based on or influenced with two programming languages. First is ABC language, a teaching language created as a replacement of BASIC. And the second language is Modula 3. It was started in the year 1980 and about after 10 years in 1991 it was started in the month of January. 1994 its first version Python 1.0 has been released and its second version of Python 2.0 had been released in October 2000 and its third version Python 3.0 has been released in 2008. The new version of Python 3.6.1 had been released in the month of March 2017. So students, there are 3 questions of Python. 4 questions of Pythons are there. First question is, what is Python? Second is, where is Python? Third is, who uses Python? And the fourth is, why uses Python? Let us move with the first question. What is Python? Python is a high-level language. It means it is simple and user-friendly, and it quite similar to English language. HLL means high-level language need to be translated into machine language by using the translator. Object-oriented. Object-oriented is a programming language model that organizes software design around data or objects rather than function and logics. Third, dynamic tag system. In Python, dynamic tag system and automatic memory management system already exist. Because of it, the maintenance of program and the deployment is so economical. Our fourth point is interpreted. Python has its own library, so it can be interpreted so easily. It can interpret it so easily during making software or programs. Last point is multi-purpose. Means we can use it in desktop for GUI applications, website and different types of web applications. Our next question is, where is Python? Python is in web programming, desktop application, games and media, automation and enterprises. Let us see how. First point is web programming. Dear students, as we know, there are many websites are in the field of computer. So we can use Python in web programming. Desktop application. There are many types of desktop applications which helps the desktop running so easier, and so we can use this language in desktop application. Games and media. We can use it in games and media. Automation. Python can be used in automation. Means it performs with minimal control system for operating softwares. It is used in automation, means it performs with minimal control system for operating softwares. Enterprises. It is also used in companies and enterprises. Let's move to next question. That is, the question is, who uses Python? Students, there are many big and multinational companies are doing their work in Python, like Google, Facebook, Netflix, Quora, Instagram, Dropbox, Mozilla, IBM, and even NASA also work in Python. Why uses Python? So there are number of reasons why they are using Python. Python having numbers of features like easy to code. It is very easy to code with very simple syntax. Free and open source. For beginners, as I told you, for beginners it is unchargeable. It means there is no need to give money for license. This is a free software in general public license. Portable, or we can say that cross-platform. Due to its open source nature, Python has been ported to many platforms. You can use Python on Linux, Windows, Palm operating system, PlayStation, etc. Extensible. If you need a critical piece of code to run, you can code that part of your program in C or C++ or any other language and then use them for your Python program. Last point is extensive libraries. It has standard library. It can help you do various things involving regular expressions. There are many types of high quality libraries such as WX Python, Twisted, Python Imaging Library, Pandas, NumPy, Scikit-learn are also Python libraries. So students, that's all about the 4 questions of Python. Now move to the next topic, limitation and disadvantages of Python. As we all know, every coin or thing having two faces, merits or demerits. Likewise, Python also having some disadvantages or limitations, like slower language. As you know, Python is an interpreted language, so its execution time is not faster as compared to other compiled language like C++, C, Java, etc. Difficult to convert. Python language is very easy to program but difficult to convert because other language having strong syntax but Python language has not because of its lackness of syntax. User requires carefully analyzing or examine of code and its structure and then implement the Python structure into another programming languages. Next point is type binding is very weak. Students, in Python, interpreter unable to catch any type mismatch issue. Like, suppose you have declared a variable as string and later on you assign an integer or a float value in it. Python interpreter won't complain or point out your mistake. Our last point is offer less libraries. Python having extensive amount of standard libraries, but still it is unable to compete with other high level languages like C++, Java, etc. Let's move to the next topic. Let us proceed. Now I want to tell you about language processors. A language processor a language processor or language translator, both are same. A language processor is a special type of computer software which has the capacity of translate the source code or program code into machine code. There are three types of language processor are there: assembler, interpreter and compiler. Assembler is used to convert assembly language program into machine language. In brief, we will discuss about assembler in our next upcoming chapters. Okay. Now I am going to tell you about the interpreter and the compiler. How interpreter is different from compiler. Students, interpreter and compiler both are language translators and both are used for translating the high level language into machine language. But there is a common difference between them. Let's see. An interpreter translates the program line by line, execute the instruction and then repeats the procedure for the remaining instructions. If any error is there, it would have to be removed immediately because it halts the remaining execution of the program until the error is being removed. So students, the execution time of interpreter is very slow. Its execution time is very slow. Compiler. As we know, compiler is also a translator. Okay. But compiler translates the whole program in one go and report all the errors by a message box with the number line. After removing all the errors, the program recompiled and the execution will take place. The execution time of compiler is faster than the interpreter. So student, that is the difference between interpreter and the compiler. Now move to the next topic. Our next topic is components of Python window. Components of Python window. As it is your Python screen. Okay. And in these screens, 4 components we are having: title bar, menu bar, script area, status bar. Let us see one by one. We will start with title bar. Title bar is the area that displays the name of the application and the document. It also contains some buttons like minimize, maximize, restore and close. Menu bar. The menu bar consists of various menus with different options like file, edit, shell, debug, options, window and help. Next is script area. Script area is the area where you type your code. It is the area where you type your code. Last component is status bar. Status bar tells you the current status of your control or cursor on the window. Now, next topic is working in Python. Students, there are two ways by which we can work in our Python platform. Okay. Our first way is an interactive mode. We can work in Python by using an interactive mode. It is also called as immediate mode. And second is script mode. So let us see what is interactive mode and what is script mode. Students, the screen is on your it is your interactive mode. This screen is your interactive mode. So let me explain what is interactive mode. An interactive mode is used to execute only single line instruction and we cannot save that file. Interactive mode is the mode where you can execute only a single line instruction. Any calculation you can perform here, any single line instruction, any instruction you can perform in interactive mode, but we cannot save that file for future use. Okay. Script mode. Script mode is different from interactive mode. In this, we can execute multiple lines and also we can save that file or folder for future use. So students, script mode is used when we are filling the requirement of writing a lengthy program. Whenever you want to develop a program by using number of instructions or multiple instructions, you can use script mode. Okay. One most important point, students, keep this point in your mind. Python is a case sensitive programming language. Do you know what is the meaning of case sensitive? No? Okay. I am telling you. It means that Python differentiates between capital and small letter. Okay? Capital and small letter. For example, if you are writing print, where P is capital and again in the next instruction you are writing print. where P is small are two different things for Python. Okay. Now move to the next point. Using idle as a calculator means using your Python interactive mode as a calculator. Okay. Students, to evaluate an arithmetic expression, it is not necessary for us to always use print function. Okay, you can write simple expression and the Python interpreter automatically evaluate it and show you the result on your screen. So you can write your expressions, short expression or long expression as you want in your idle screen, and you can use it as a calculator. One thing keep in your mind, while you are writing long expression, the Python interpreter uses BODMAS rule. BODMAS rule means, I think you all know about the BODMAS because we are using BODMAS rule in our mathematics also. Let it be, I am telling you. The full form of BODMAS is brackets of divide, multiply, add, subtract. Now, our topic is variables. The next topic is variables in Python. Let us see what is variable. Friends, variable is an entity that may change. It is stored the value input by the user. It is declared in the computer memory at a particular location. For example, a equals to 10, where a is a variable. Okay, and equal to sign is called as assignment operator. It is a assignment operator. The values are assigned to variable using assignment operator. Okay. So here we are assigning 10 to the variable a. Okay. Students, there are some rules of defining a variable in Python. While you are developing a program, we must have to follow all those rules. So let us see what are the rules of defining a variable in Python. First is, a variable name is a combination of alphabet, digit and underscore. It is the combination of alphabet, digit or underscore. The first character in the variable name must be an alphabet or underscore. No commas, no blanks are allowed within a variable name. No special symbols other than underscore can be used in a variable name. Last is, a Python keyword cannot be used as a variable name. So students, these all are the rules of defining a variable. while you are developing a program, please take care of all these rules. Okay. Keywords. The next topic is keyword. Keywords are the words whose meaning has already been explained to the Python interpreter. The keyword cannot be used as a variable name, because if we do so, we are trying to assign a new meaning to the keyword, which is not allowed by the computer. And more important point, keywords are case sensitive. Keywords are also case sensitive. Okay. Students, there are 33 keywords in Python 3.7. Okay. Now, the next topic is data types. Data type represent the type of data stored in a variables. Means which type, it is specified that which type of data you are storing in a variable. The data stored in the computer memory can be of many types. The basic data type used in Python are in this way: integer, it is known as integer, okay? And integer can be divided into three parts: integer, long integer, boolean. Integer, as we are using in our mathematics, I think you all know about the integer. Integer are the whole numbers. Long integers supports the value that lie beyond the range of integers. Boolean or bool, it represents logical value in the form of true and false. In Boolean, 0 represents false and 1 represents true. Okay. Now, float. Float represent floating point values, means number with fractional part. The fractional part of floating point number may be 0 as well. For example, 3.14 minus 49.7, 18.0, etc. Next is str. Str means string. A string data type represents string of characters enclosed within quotation mark. Enclosed within quotation mark. Quotation mark may be either text, may be inside the single quotation mark, or it may be inside the double quotation mark. For example, hello in single quotation mark, okay, and hello in double quotation mark. Both are valid equation. Okay. Functions. Functions in Python. Now our next topic is function in Python. Students, a function is a block of organized reusable code that is used to perform a single related action. Functions provide us better modularity for any application, and facilitate us reusing of code any number of time. Python provides us many built-in functions like print, input and extra. We are having numbers of built-in functions, but in this chapter only two functions we are using, print and input function. Okay. Students, if you want, you can create your own function in Python. The function which is created by the user, it is known as user defined function. Okay. So I am telling you about input function. What is the function of? Why we use input function in Python? Input function is used to accept the value for a variable from the user. To input integer or float values, we can use int or float function along with print function. Along with input function. Okay, we can use integer or float function along with input function. Now students, print function. Print function is used to print message or value on the output screen. Print function having some features. So let us see what are the features of print function. The print function in Python is used to print a message or a value on the output device, as I told you. It converts the message or an object into a string before writing it on the screen. Print function can have multiple parameters. Parameters means multiple values. It supports multiple skip sequence to format the output. For example, comma, /n for new line, /t, tab space, /r, carriage return. Let us see the working of this skip sequence. Comma is used as the separator among the values. The values are displayed with space between them. Values are displayed with space between them if we are using comma operator. /n, new line. A new line character in Python is used to end a line and to start a new line. Two purpose we are having for using new /n, for ending a line or for starting a new line. /t. /t is used as a skip sequence as the separator among the values. Whenever we are using /tab, it displays the data with a tab space between them. /r. /r carries returns the cursor to the beginning of the same line. It returns the cursor to the beginning of the same line, and a new line moves the cursor down by one line. So students, it's all about features of Python. Let's start. In your big book on page number 84, we are having 3 Python programs. Okay. Students, as I told you, it is your interactive mode, but we must have to work in our script mode, because numbers of instructions are there. Your first question is, create a program to calculate 5% discount on total purchase of stationery. In this program, you have to find out 5% discount on your total purchase. So for this, I am taking the input from the user, taking the total purchase amount from the user. Friends, while you are developing the program, you must have to take care of all the requirements of programs. Its negative and positive points, everything. So analyze the problem very carefully, then after develop the program. In this program, 2 things we require, means 2 variables, 3 things we can say I am requiring, 2 variables and 1 input from the user. 1 variable for storing that input and another for calculating the discount. So here already I am taken 2 variables, AMT and discount. AMT is used to store the value of total purchase and discount is used to store the calculated amount of discount. So write the variable name and put the equal to sign, assignment operator here. Specify the data type, which type of data you want to take from the user. Integer type data I am taking. Okay. Then use the input function, and input function you can print the message for the user. So here I am printing, enter the amount of total purchase. This line specifies that the user must have to enter the total purchase amount. Okay. Thereafter, taking the value from the user, we must have to calculate the discount. How we can calculate the discount? I think you all know, 5 into percentage into amount. So here I want to calculate the discount at the rate of 5%. So 5% into AMT means the amount value of total purchase divided by 100. Here students, star symbol is used. It is used for multiplication. In Python language, we are using star symbol for multiplication purpose. Then after, obviously I want to print the result on our screen. So for printing the result on your screen, you must have to use print function. You all know the functionality of print function. Print function is used to print the message as well as the value on the output device. So here I am printing the message total discount on stationery equal to, then after a comma sign is there for separating the message and value from each other. Then print the variable name whose value you want to print. Okay. Then students, our program is ready to execute. So how we can execute the program? By pressing F5 key, or either you can press F5 from your keyboard or you can go to run menu, click on run module. The program executed. Enter the amount, any amount you can enter. I am entering here 5,000. Our total discount is on stationery 250 rupees. Okay. In this way we can design our remaining program. Now our second program is program to convert miles into kilometer. In this program, we take the distance from the user in miles and convert it into kilometer. So in this program also we required only two variables for taking the distance. One for taking the distance which is entered by the user in miles, and another for calculating, storing the result after the conversion. So students, here I am taking two variables already taken, this as discount and km for storing the amount after the conversion. Data is specified integer type of data I want to take. Then input function is used for taking the input from the user. Print the message, any message you can print according to your need and requirement, whatever you want, like you can print. Okay, I am printing here. Enter the distance in miles. Then close all the braces, innermost braces and outer. Students, I think you all know 1 mile is equal to 1.6 kilometers. So for conversion we have to multiply distance from 1.6. After writing this statement, the amount, the conversion take place and the value stored in the variable km. Then print the message. This means the original value of the distance which is entered by the user. Then message. Students, keep one thing in your mind. For separating the multiple values, always put comma operator. Okay. Then kilometer means the amount after the conversion, and then after I have written kilometer. Again run the program. Our program is ready for execution. Same process is here. Either you press F5 from your keyboard, or you can press you go to run menu bar and click on run module. Enter the distance, any distance you can enter here. Result is in front of you. 4,500 miles is equals to 7,200 kilometer. It is okay. Now move to the next question. One thing is left, student. Hash. I am writing here hash. No, hash symbol is used for comment. It is only for the comment purpose. Students, comment line cannot be executed by the Python interpreter. It is only for the clarification of the program. Okay, why we are writing the program, why we are using the, only it is only for the clarification. Okay, it cannot be interpreted by the Python interpreter. Okay, our last program is left. Question number 3. Our question number 3 is, create a program to convert temperature from Fahrenheit to Celsius. For clarification of user, I have written two comments here. Program to convert the Fahrenheit to Celsius and the formula Celsius equal to Fahrenheit minus 32 into 5 divided by 9. This is the formula for calculating the temperature from Fahrenheit to Celsius. For this purpose, for converting the Fahrenheit to Celsius, we must have temperature in Fahrenheit. So take the temperature in Fahrenheit from the user. Either you can take from user, and if you want, you can simply initialize the value, direct value to the variable. Okay, as you want. So here I am writing F for storing the Fahrenheit temperature. F and C, two variables I am having. Specify the data type as float. Then input function for taking the input from the user. Enter the temperature in Fahrenheit. It is your message. Okay, close all the braces. Then write the formula, and the result will go on which variable? C. Right. So write the formula. What is our formula? Fahrenheit minus 32 into 5 divided by 9. So Fahrenheit temperature stored in a variable F, that's why I am written here F minus 32 into 5 divided by 9. Now the temperature has been converted and stored in a variable named C. Then print the result. How we can print the result? By using print command. Print function or command. Okay. Print followed by braces. Inside the braces you can write your message. Separate the message from the variable. Okay. Write the variable name and close the braces. Again, run the program either by pressing F5 from your keyboard or by go to the run menu bar, click on run module, enter the temperature. Okay, 98 degree Celsius equals to degree Fahrenheit equals to 36.666 something degree Celsius. Okay, so students, these are the program. Thank you very much. It's all about chapter number 6, introducing Python. We learn more about Python in our next coming chapter, chapter number 7. Thank you very much, students. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon.